Okay, I just felt the need to make what I hope is going to be a short video about a mystery of disappearing comments. So, last night I put out two videos. This one was the BBC report again, exposing Andrew Benson again for how he reports things, and I was looking through the comments section, and I am appreciative of the supportive comments that people give. And this is again a superb quote here. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Malcolm X. So this is Malcolm X is somebody I'd heard of in the past, and prior to 2021, yes, I'd heard the name, didn't really know much about him. 2021 made me go and find out more about him. What an incredible man! What an incredible man! But most people will have lived the life that I've lived, whereby we don't go and research things like that. We'll have heard about things in the past. We'll have a superficial kind of acceptance of knowledge of existence of certain people, but we won't really know that much about them or what they accomplished or what they stood for. It's only when you start actually looking deeper and you realise that how long people's struggles have been going on for, and how long mankind has been struggling against corruption and inequality. Things that we are identifying and exposing and dealing with now are things that have been going on for centuries. And why aren't they changing? Why aren't they changing? These are things that we need to start thinking about. Who is in control of the system? Who is in control of people's minds? Where are people's minds and attentions diverted to, so that we aren't dealing with the real issues that are impacting people's lives? And this hierarchy of power still remains the way it is, and those who benefit from it continue to benefit from it, and those who struggle, well, their struggles aren't actually being addressed. Instead, those struggles are that, oh, actually, that's not your struggle. Your problem is something else that will tell you to fight against them with. Again, these are for other videos. Okay, I will forget not. I will not forget or forgive. Some things in life are forgivable. Some things are mistakes. Some things, when there is a genuine remorse, when there's genuine remorse for somebody doing something that was wrong, then you can forgive. This situation is malicious. The entire sport of Formula One, the entire show of Formula One, has maliciously defrauded the global population and done so for money. That's unforgivable. That's a crime, and that's disgusting. Now, there are people within that system who are relatively powerless. So some of those I will forgive, but many of them I never will. This comment here, so this has got some. This is one of the disappearing comments here. So Paul Douglas, you are a righteous man, James. Many of us try to be. Many of us seek to conduct ourselves with integrity, and some are willing to try to fight for what's right. Now, I responded to that with the quote from the film Pulp Fiction that Samuel L. Jackson is famous for saying when he gives his big speech: "The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men." And that applies exactly to what is taking place in the sport of Formula One. Exactly to that. Now, Dolph Lundgren, as always, jumped up in the comments section, and our favourite contributor, Adolf, there, said something along the lines of, and it's gone now, I didn't delete it. It's gone. It said something along the lines of, so James calls himself a righteous man when he attacks people for in the way he does, and is abusive towards people and blah blah blah, whatever it said, blatantly trying to undermine me, discredit me for the manner in which I go about trying to expose global corruption, fraud, wrongdoing. I've explained on numerous videos the journey that I've gone along, and I'll do that further. I began on Facebook. Well, actually, I began before Facebook. I contacted the companies involved, various organisations involved, to explain to them what they needed to do to correct the situation. They ignored me. I then contacted the media, all of the media companies that I could find contact details for, and I articulated to them in a respectful manner the things that they needed to expose to the world, to expose to the people the truth of the situation. None of them did. I contacted law enforcement organisations to get them to do something about it so that there would be a consequence for this corruption. They didn't do anything about it. And now, when I get angry and have to resort to a more forceful approach, then, oh, I'm the bad person. Right? So this is the way that people like to describe me. This is the way that people like to seek to undermine or discredit me. Let's forget the chain of events that's taken place. Let's forget that these corrupt organisations ignore you and continue to perpetrate their crime and do their own thing, right? Let's target the man that's angry about that, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's discredit the person that is actually calling out the wrongdoing. Who does that work for? Oh, that works for the criminals. Yeah? The mafia are committing crimes. Somebody's saying, look, the effing mafia are committing crimes. Oh, he's disgusting. He's used the F word. All right, okay. So I responded to Dolph's comment, and I responded with the continuation of that Samuel L. Jackson speech. And I responded by saying, and I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison my brothers and sisters. And then I said, that isn't what's actually written in the book. Okay, that is a modified version of those regulations, you know, the book of regulations. It's a modified version of that for dramatic effect for the film. Did he realise the relevance there? Can people twist their heads around that? But that's all gone. Who deleted that? I didn't. Did you delete your comment so that my reply got deleted, Dolphin? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, further on one of these two videos from last night as well, could have been this one, could have been the other one. There was an exchange between Boy Tendo and another one of the five-fingered wrist shufflers that come here. And there must have been an exchange of at least 20 messages. I interjected with one or two. But Boy Tendo was literally tearing this fool apart. Tearing this fool apart. And all that exchange is now gone. So I can only assume that the original guy that made his comment that Boy Tendo seized on and schooled him, shall we say, schooled him. He had to remove himself from the comment section because he'd been made to look such a fool. So all that exchange, all that showing this fool for what he was, has now been removed. But that is what Boy Tendio will do to you. For those of you who are new to the channel and are looking for similar authentic content about the sport of Formula One, it's difficult to come by because there's so many fluff channels on social media that just seek to broadcast for clicks and money and revenue. Yes, my channel is monetized. The revenue that I will make from this, which currently stands at around £750 from the inception of this channel and when it became eligible to be monetized, that will be spent on paying court fees when we take legal action against the sport. The legal fees will not run into millions of pounds, and the reason is they don't need to. Okay, you are all under the impression that the cost of legal action is so much. Well, the thing that makes that so expensive is lawyers. If you consider the post office scandal in the UK, whereby the post office employees that had their lives ruined by corruption within the post office, eventually, after a protracted court proceedings, which were all hidden at the time, the media wouldn't report that at the time, would they? It's only afterwards where the media have seized the opportunity to then reveal it. Okay, but I think the award was something like 50-something million pounds in damages, of which the legal side of things took 40-odd million of them. Something like that. Crazy shit, isn't it? Lawyers that are interested in justice, not money. They're not interested in the money. The £43 million that they raped out of the situation, oh yeah, that was just for their hard work. Okay, they were interested in justice. So I'm not going to use mercenaries. Okay, we don't need to, because law is grounded in truth, and all it needs to do is determine the difference between right and wrong in the context of a given situation. And I can do that quite simply. It's quite easy, and it's easy to evidence. The evidence is there, you see. So I don't need to construct a legal argument. Now, legal is where you employ somebody to try to construct you an argument so that you win that argument. Right? That's all that means. But you won't beat me, because I've got facts and can evidence facts. So you can try to go, what you're saying is not true. Well, I've got the evidence of it being true, so that will win. So your only option, Formula One and Sky and Red Bull and the FIA and every other perpetrator, is to say that legally there's a loophole where the law says I'm not allowed to say that you're guilty of wrongdoing or something along those lines, and I'll just obliterate you, because that's all you've got. All you are going to try to do, because this is all you have got, is try to suggest that on some legal grounds, this let's clutch at straws in trying to construct an argument to somehow evade consequence for wrongdoing is effectively what legal is, right? That's all you've got. That's all you've got. So what we'll do, we'll reveal what law is there for, and we'll make sure that law is applied, not legal arguments to evade consequence for breaking the law. Okay? So anyway, I forgot where I started with that. I just get a bit wound up now and again. Talking about Boy Tendio. So that was it. I was talking about other YouTube channels that you might be interested in, because there's quite a lot of YouTube channels which are just fluff channels, looking to make money by talking about things and encouraging interaction by asking for what you think about some fluff situation in the comments section. Give me your opinion about what you think when none of us really know what is actually happening within the context of that particular team and that particular dynamic, whatever. Just speculation, isn't it? That's what a lot of the interactions are on social media about the things that keep coming up in the sport. This isn't that channel. This isn't that channel. So if you're looking for similar content, the YouTubers that I would advise you to check out are this channel, Boy Tendo. Now the trouble is, as he describes himself, it is rarefied air up there, and it's a bit of a step too far for some people because what he talks about will expose different things. It's not just basic Formula One content. It's exposing other things. So I'll come to another video of that when I'm talking about Brundle, which in a video I'll do over the next day or two. Check his channel out. Check FF1 out. It's finally starting to grow. It's been stuck on about 960, 970 subscribers for a long time. Ridiculously long time. Finally starting to grow. This guy will twist your mind too. Don't be offended by what he says, okay? Just challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to look at situations from a different perspective. You don't have to agree with everything, but what is important in life is if you can look at a situation from an alternative perspective, it can enhance your own. And that's all I'll say about FF1. Well worth looking at his channel. And the other one is NS&C. This channel is finally getting some, I'm saying some, because it is only some, of the traction that it actually deserves. Okay, they make some really informative videos. It's a AI voice, okay, which is fair enough. Some people won't particularly enjoy that style of presentation. I won't particularly enjoy my voice, that's the way it is. But the content is quality, absolutely quality. So if you haven't discovered those channels already, take a look over at those channels, and I'm sure that you'll see that they are quality channels, not just the standard fluff content that you see on a lot of Formula One YouTube channels. Anyway, that will do on this one. I'm now going to make a video, another one about Andrew Benson, because I've got some key points to make about Andrew Benson again. And this is relating to which of his videos, because I talked about the one that he did there and then. This one here, I thought it was never going to happen again, Hamilton. So I'm going to talk about this article from Benson. Anyway, that's for the next video. Thank you for your time. And thank you again for the supportive comments and continued support. And those that do stand on the right side of this, we will stand together and we ultimately will achieve justice and show the world that when things are wrong, we need to ensure that the right thing is done and not allow the perpetrators of corruption to get away with their corruption. It's important. That's the bigger message in all of this. Yes, we support a man. We support the man that was robbed. Okay? The victim in this situation. We support him. But the bigger underlying message is this was a crime. This was a corruption. This was perpetrated systematically. And that is not okay. We need to stand up and ensure that those perpetrators are brought to justice and that the right thing is done. And that's what we will seek to do. Thank you for your time.